So it's starting to feel more and more like I'm on a journey to try out underrated plugins to see if they're actually hidden gems or just straight up garbage. That way you don't spend your money on something you're never going to really use. Because I've been there, done that, and it's not a fun time. Anyway, today is no different, and we've got a brand new VST to show you guys. From the same company that brought us the Octave Deluxe VST, my best friend Jacob and Sauceware are back with a new plugin called Scorch. Scorch is a virtual synth claiming to be designed for the modern hip-hop producer. That being said, I actually bought the Octave VST with my own money back in the day to do a review, so now we can go in here and see how the newest installment will hold up. Now, the guys over at Sauceware did send me this plugin for free to review for you guys, but they have no say in this video at all, and it is all my 100% honest review. So if you do find this video helpful or just entertaining, then drop a like for me, really appreciate it, and subscribe. It'd be great to have you. All right, so here is the plugin right here. I don't know what I've said in the overview of this plugin because I'm recording this part first, but first of all, let's go through this right here. So I'm on a sound called Madagascar, and here's what playing one note sounds like. Right, okay, and that's a whole chord right there. So that's what everything sounds like just by pressing the keys right down here, you know? But if I go over here to chords, I can actually go and turn it on, and then I've got the vintage Good Life E minor on, okay? So now when I press one single note, a whole chord pops up instead. So let's try out some different chords today, huh? Let's try out like, let's go like F Dorian, why not? Just for making the actual melody, let's try and use this like some piano keys. Something super like easy. Okay, so that's a weird part here, right? Like the A sounds exactly like the D, right? You know, there's like, it's sharing notes in there. So as much as the chord feature is kind of nice and it's fun to use, so I'm actually gonna go and turn off the chords and build my own, just so I know what's actually going on here. Let's try and do this. All right, but now let's try moving around some of these chords. That I can work with. We've actually got something going now. So let's go back over to the plugin right now and see what else we can do now that we have our chords. All right, so this little knob right here, right? The more that I turn it, the more you can see the light start to flash. So it's actually pretty bright. All of these are different presets for the effect that they have in here. All right, so let's try out some different sounds too. Let's try and get a little bit more experimental and go to like combinations. I like this one. I like that a lot. This preset right here makes it sound very like dreamscapey, kind of like just a very full sound in general. All right, so obviously you can't really tell what's going on in between here, but if you click on effects and turn this knob, you can see what they're doing. Like all the effects over here, they've got some delay. We can change the time, the feedback, the dry and the wet signal. You have a filter, an LFO over there, which is actually not even doing anything right now. And then all the effects over here, like density, which is really cranked up high. It's giving us that very stereo sound along with this right here. And turning this knob will change some of these as well. But if I want to go over here, I can also do it on its own, which honestly, the graphics, if you look over here, really cool graphics. Little guy getting abducted over there, which is one thing I will say about this plugin, that the animations are spot on. They're really, really cool. All right, so I'm gonna rock with this one for now, and let's go get another instance of it just so we can try and get like a counter melody or anything like that. The combinations are definitely my favorite part of this VST. This one almost sounds like a Logic Wizard of Oz sort of like sound. So I think I like this one too. I strangely like that. That might honestly just work. All right, so I do like that sound, but let's try and go find, just in case if we like anything a little bit better, you never know. All right, so that's weird. I like it though. I feel like this fits better with the original sound that we have, so maybe I should just use this one. There we go. God, why do I like this so much? It's so good. But just, again, maybe I can find a different sound that I also like. literally any of these sounds will work. And I'm just gonna add it as a layer. That's all that I'm gonna do. I'm going to interrupt this video very quickly to say that all the sounds that I'm using here fit so well together. It's not always the easiest thing to do to blend melodies, so the fact that these all sound like they're coming from the same sort of sample really helps it sound more cohesive. But we can add one more thing over here, so let's go grab just one more instance of Scorch. There's one more piece over here that I want to look at, all right? So I want something that's going to be Heaven's Gate. Hold up. That was almost what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for something a little bit more dreamy and not as nightmarish. Also, yeah, the guitars over here are really cool. We'll try something out over here. Let's try out the Aaron Noodles. Why not? So over here, I realized something that here it's just gonna be the chords playing. There's no ARP or anything like that. It's just gonna be the chords. See, there's almost like a little bit of a melody around like right here and right here. But the guitar is not really the thing I'm trying to go for right now. I want actually some strings, which we also have right here. So I'm gonna go through here and try and find some open, wide strings that I really like. Definitely want that to be more in the background though. So let's turn on these effects right here and start putting up the stereo probably. Density's good. I want to take off the hold and the fade. All right, I think that's all that I really have over here. Put it onto a bus real quick. All right, I've got no idea what kind of beat we're gonna make out of this. Maybe we won't even do any drums today. You ever think about that? Maybe I don't want to do drums today. Nah, we gotta do drums, okay. So obviously this sample has a whole bunch of low end in it, which is the character behind it, and I love it. I'm gonna chop it all out just in case I want to add some bass here. So it looks like one other thing too is that my CPU is kind of taking a dive, which is something to be mentioned. So I am gonna have to actually export all of these on their own because the CPU is starting to die. Export, yep, WAV files. Create a new folder. What are we gonna call this? Dude, I can't think of anything. Flurp. We're gonna hit split mixer tracks right here and then hit start. Finally, let's go add some drums. All right, so the cool thing is, right, we're gonna make the sound a whole lot more full. In the pack that I'm currently creating, which I've been creating now for over a year, not really, I just kind of haven't been touching it. Anyway, I'm gonna add some stuff here. All just little textural effects that might help out with this beat. Another thing in this pack that I'm working on, I actually have a cheat code. You just add this one little drum layer in there and everything just immediately sounds better. That sounds so cool, matched with these two. Yeah, okay. Last thing we need. That's okay. Stupid simple. Yo, this is actually turning out fire. Okay, it needs more build-up, but that's hitting. That's good. So I don't use risers a whole lot in my beats anymore, but this one actually kind of calls for it. god, it's so good. Such a good drop, such a good beat. Okay, I think I'm done with this beat. Turned out pretty good. So after playing around with this plugin for a couple of days, I can honestly say that there's a lot to like about it. The combination sounds are super unique and blend a lot of really interesting elements together. Not only that, but the longer that you hold the note, the more that it kind of like morphs into something different, which is really cool that I haven't really seen before. It has some of the most realistic sounding strings that I've heard in a VST, which is not always the easiest thing to do. And then you can also play around with all the effects that are built into the plugin. And normally whenever I would look at a plugin that has a whole bunch of graphics, I would think it's a little bit gimmicky, but in this case, it actually was pretty cool to see all of the little designs and little animations that they have in this plugin while you're tweaking some of the instruments. But of course, it does need to be mentioned that my CPU did take a really bad dive after adding, I think, only 4 layers of the Scorch VST. It could be because of all of the animations, or it could be something under the hood. I don't really know. That, and then also sometimes it would take quite a few seconds to go from one sound to the next. Like just cycling through, it would take quite a while just to load up that sound, which you may or may not have that problem. So if you did enjoy this video, I ask that you please drop a like down below and subscribe for more future content. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.